welcome to GB Yoga Online with me, Maddie. Today I've got a really nice strong sequence for us to go through, what I like to call my warrior sequence. It's nice and challenging. With warriors, obviously they're meant to be strong yet graceful, have that endurance to go, but be able to soften into it as well. So I hope you enjoy. So we're going to start on the back. Find a comfortable position. Relax the shoulders into the floor. Lengthen the back of the neck. And just starting to connect with your breath, with your body. And just working into your 3-part breath. So as we inhale, filling the belly, filling the rib cage all the way up into the chest, like you're bringing the breath to the base of the throat. And as you exhale, allowing the chest, the rib cage and the belly to fall. And continuing, allowing that breath to ripple up from the belly, up to your chest, and from the chest, back down to the belly. Now keep the breath in an even rhythm, keep it comfortable, sustainable, no forcing of the breath, no retaining, just maybe a slight pause at the top of the inhale and a slight pause once you've completed the exhale. And just starting to pay more attention to those pauses that occur between your breaths. And see if you can ever so slightly lengthen those pauses. Great things happen when we pause, when we take a step back to observe. So in these small pauses, just observe your body. See if you can soften, relax, let go. As they say, nothing easy comes out of adversity. What comes out of it is a warrior. That's strength. And I want you to remind yourself of that today. That in the face of adversity, if you fight, if you stand up, if we come together, we will come out the other side just like a strong warrior. And then as you inhale next, take the arms overhead and make it the biggest breath in you've taken. And then open the mouth and let it all go. And we'll just draw the knees into the chest. Bring the hands onto the knees as you rock side to side. Then start to come into some nice circles. So kind of push the legs away and then pull them in, circling on the lower back. And then we'll reverse and go the other way. Nice and slowly. And then coming to center, we're going to just reset our pelvis, get our engines fired up. So starting in a glute bridge, so lifting the hips, not going too high, we're not really trying to extend the hips up. Just think of it more as finding length through the back of the body. Bringing the hands onto your pelvic bones, imagine they're pulling up towards your belly button. Just slightly ignite the glutes to hold that neutral pelvis in place. And we'll bring our hands up to the ceiling. Plug the shoulders into the floor. And with the arms up, try not to pop out the chest, so keep it nice and strong here. We're just going to shuffle our left foot over to the center slightly. And I want you to cross your right leg over the left. So we're getting this nice figure 4. Now what I don't want you to do is to drop down or start to twist, so keep this pelvis as strong as you can. And then we'll bring our right hand onto the right thigh and just push the flesh away, bring in some space. You'll feel it stretch out to the hip flexor region. And just maybe pulse. Again, try and keep the pelvis as level as you can. Keep igniting the glutes, especially that left side. And then we'll hold here, bring the right hand up and use it to draw the left fingertips back. Get a nice strong belly, rib cage, chest all pulling in. And then flip your palm over for the other side. And then shaking out the wrists. We're going to slowly lower the hips. And with it, we're going to interlace the hands behind the head, drawing the elbows up. We'll begin to lengthen the right leg up to the ceiling. And we're going to lengthen the left leg down. Now with this left leg, the easiest option is to leave the leg on the floor for this short sequence next. If you want to switch it up a notch, begin to lift now. Starting to contract through the abdominals. We'll take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, just lift off the shoulders. Press your head back into the hands. Keep lengthening up through the right foot and away through the left. And then inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. This time just twist ever so slightly to your right. Keep lifting off the right shoulder. Keep the abdomen contracted. Come back to center and inhale to lower. Just one more. Exhale to lift. Twist to the right. I want you to extend your left arm and then reach it further forward, but try not to collapse onto that right shoulder. Good. Now bring your hand up towards the toes. See if you can reach, maybe even surpassing the foot. Hold it there. Hand to the head. We'll drop the knees and feet. Inhale to lower. Release the arms. Come back. We're going to come straight back into our bridge pose. Think about these front hip bones pulling up. Ignite the glutes as we lift, finding that length down the back of the body. This time, shuffle the right foot to center. Lift the left leg, crossing it over. Nice strong glutes. Right hand up to the ceiling, left hand to the thigh. We're just gently pushing the flesh away and start to pulse. Now coming up to hold, squeeze to the glutes, and we'll start to stretch the right wrist. Again, if you want to continue the pulse, you're welcome to do so, but I'm looking for keeping that pelvis as stable as possible. And then we'll flip the palm over to get into the other side. And then shaking out the wrists. I'll slowly lower the hips. Interlace the hands behind the head. Left leg lengthens up, right leg lengthens out. Whether you relax it onto the ground or keep it hovering is up to you. Take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, lift off those shoulder blades. Just hold it there. Find that length through the body, pressing the lower back, the sacrum into the ground. Keep pressing the head and hands in. Nice and strong. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. This time twist about an inch or two to your left. Keep lifting off the left shoulder. Hold it here, get long. Come back to center. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Twist to your left. Extend the right arm and reach forward. Keep lifting off the left shoulder. Then come to center. Try and touch the toes, maybe surpassing the foot. Hand to the head, release the feet. And inhale to relax. Well done. So I'll draw the knees back into the chest. This time rocking forward and back a few times. Gain some momentum. Be quite nice for the back. So do it as long as you need to. But then when you're ready, we'll come all the way up. We're going to cross the legs, roll forward, and come onto all fours. So quadruped position, spread the fingers, grip into the mat. Imagine your hands are spiraling away. And we're drawing the belly, the rib cage, the chest in. And as we inhale, starting to lower the abdomen, lift the chest, relax the shoulders. And as you exhale, round. Inhale. And exhale. And once more, inhale. And exhale. And then as you inhale, coming back to neutral, shoulder blades draw together, belly hugs in. And we're going to lengthen our right leg back first. Leaving the toes on the floor, firming up through the glute before lifting the leg. And about hip level is sufficient. Again, make sure the belly's strong so we're not dumping weight into the lower back. And then we'll start to lengthen our left arm in front, so opposite hand to leg. Take a nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, bring the hand and knee down, but hover above the floor. And again, inhale. And exhale, inhale, hold it there. Option 1 is to stay here. Option 2, bend your right knee. Option 3, reach back. And if available to you, taking that bind. And just starting to really lift that right leg. This reminds me of kind of a bow and arrow. Keep that heart open. Lovely way to open the shoulders, but keep the core strong. Ignite the glutes. One more breath. And then as you inhale, lengthen the arm, lengthen the leg, and exhale to release. Good, reset, draw the shoulder blades together, hugging the belly in. This time lengthening your left leg back, firming up through the glute, before lifting the leg, and then reaching your right arm in front. Inhale. And then as you exhale, come down to hover. Inhale. And exhale, and inhale to lengthen. Taking a bend into the knee this time. Actively pull that heel in. Maybe you stay there. Maybe you can reach back and take the bind. And start to really open. Open the chest, the heart, the shoulder. Getting some extension into that left hip. And then as you inhale, lengthen the arm, lengthen the leg, and then exhale to come down. And just shimmy out, take some side bends here, maybe some barrel rolls. And then come into center, we're going to tuck the toes underneath, nice and strong through the core, and just hover your knees a couple of inches above the ground. It's all about keeping your core strength. Here's a bit of a load through the shoulders. Breathe. Final breath, strong like a warrior. And then as you exhale, lift the hips for downward facing dog. And just start to pedal. It's always a relief when you get to move in your downward dog. But just think, if adversity was bad, warriors would not rise from it. Now settling into your downward dog, just really elevate the tailbone. Let the head soften, the neck soften. And then as we inhale, we're going to come forward into a plank. Draw the shoulder blades together. And then exhale for downward dog. And again, inhale, come forward to plank. Hold it here, 2 breaths. Now as you exhale, lift the hips back to downward dog, and with it we'll lift the left leg. Take a bend into your left knee and start to work into some controlled rotations. And as you might be able to hear, my hips are nice and clicky this morning. And then when you're ready, reverse and go the other way. And then lengthening the leg up, hug the belly in, looking forward to the hands. We'll draw the left knee into the chest, bring your shoulders over the wrists, and we'll step the left foot through. Start to squeeze the inner thighs together, and then as you inhale, come all the way up. If you can, join the palms overhead. Now inhale and find that length. As you exhale, just deepen slightly. Take about 3 breaths. Rooting the tailbone down, feeling that delicious opening to the front of the right hip. Get strong here. Now as you exhale, hands come down. We'll step back to plank, take 2 breaths. And then lift to downward dog, and with it, we'll reach the right leg up. Take a bend into the right knee, and we'll start with controlled rotations into the chest, out to the right, up to the ceiling. And then reversing and go in the other way. And then lengthening the right leg up as you inhale, draw the knee into the chest, bring your shoulders over the wrists, and we'll step the foot through. Start to squeeze the inner thighs together, and as you inhale, come up for your crescent lunge. Root the tailbone, hug the belly, the rib cage, the chest. And if your shoulders are tight, separate the hands here. If you have any shoulder injuries, hands can stay to the hips, or maybe heart center, wherever feels good, wherever feels strong for you. And then exhale, bring the hands down, and we'll step forward to fold. And straight away as we inhale, we'll come up. And as you exhale, sit back for Utkatasana. A nice long lower back, front hip bones pulling in. So we've got a bit of a gap here. We're not just leaning onto our thighs. Relaxing the shoulders. Big inhale. And then as you exhale, send the hips back to fold. Lean into the hands. And we'll step back into plank. Try and keep those shoulders over the wrists if you're stepping or jumping back today. We'll drop the knees. And as you exhale, slowly lower down onto the belly. Inhale, lift the chest. Relax the shoulders. And then exhale for downward facing dog. As we inhale, left leg comes up. Looking forward to the hands. We'll drop the knee into the chest, round the spine. Create space here as you bring the shoulders forward. Then to step. Drop the right heel in. Inhale for Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Root the tailbone, draw the belly, the rib cage, the chest in. Allow the shoulders to soften. So challenging and channeling your inner warrior. It's a tongue twister there. So using your body to show that strength. Even if you might not feel it right now, one more breath. And then as you exhale, hands come down and we'll step back into plank. Maybe drop the knees or maybe working from your full plank as you exhale and lower. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lengthens up. Now draw the knee into the chest as you slowly come forward, bringing the shoulders over the wrists to step. Don't rush that transition, it's easy to do so. Drop the left heel in, inhale, Warrior 1. Anchor that right hip back, root the tailbone, draw the belly, rib cage, chest in. Using your body to channel, and get it out this time. Your inner warrior, let it shine through. Keep that heart open, be proud here. And then exhale, hands come down, step back to plank. Exhale and lower, maybe hollow for chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest, maybe for cobra or upward dog. And exhale for downward dog. Soften the knees, look to the hands, walk, step or hop. To the top, sit back, inhale. Exhale, send the hips back to fold, lean in, walk, step or hop. To plank, exhale and lower. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Now you can step the foot through by drawing it into the chest as we've done previously. Maybe this time take a little hop first. And then step through, keeping the hips high. Drop the right heel in. Inhale, Warrior 1. Maybe joining your palms overhead. And as you exhale, bring the hands down onto the hips. We're going to lean into our left leg and slowly begin to lift the right. Keep your left knee bent. A nice bent knee aeroplane. Maybe starting to extend the hands either side of your hips. And then as you inhale, take a big step back. Drop the right heel in for Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So we're building into a nice strong warrior sequence. Root the tailbone down here, hug the belly in, the rib cage in, let the shoulders relax. And sending the weight into your quads. Eventually, maybe trying to get your thigh parallel with the floor. It's very demanding, so give the leg a straighten as and when you need to. And then as you exhale, hands come down and we'll step back into plank. Exhale and lower, maybe hover. Inhale, lift the chest for cobra or upward dog. And exhale for downward dog. Inhale, right leg lengthens. Hug the belly, the rib cage in. Need to slowly step that foot through, or maybe hop first. And then maybe use that to step. We're going to drop the left heel in. And as we inhale, coming up a Virabhadrasana 1. Again, root the tailbone down, hug the belly in. Maybe join your palms overhead. One more breath. Then as you exhale, hands come onto the hips. We'll lead into the right thigh. Slowly begin to lift the left. Again, keep this knee bent for now. Start to squeeze into the glute. I'm going to go fully in, maybe keeping more upright, or maybe taking it more into that horizontal position. Maybe lengthening your arms either side of you. Breathe. And then as you inhale, taking a big step back, dropping the heel in so we can open for Warrior 2. Root the tailbone down, draw the belly, the rib cage, the chest in. Final breath. And then as you exhale, hands come down and we'll step back into plank. Option to drop the knees if you're getting tired, or stay in full plank as you exhale and lower maybe to the belly. Inhale, lift for cobra or upward dog. And exhale for downward dog. Soften the knees, look to the hands, walk, step or hop to the top. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath. Now on your next inhale, lengthen the arms up, maybe keeping the palms together and sitting back, drawing the belly, the rib cage, the chest in. I know you're sick of me saying it by now. But this time as we exhale, we're going to interlace the hands behind the back, draw the shoulder blades together slightly. And then exhale to fold. Keep the knees bent, just bring the arms as high overhead as you can, maybe let the head release, but keep the chest open. And then as you inhale, lift the chest, release the hands. We'll lean into the hands as they come onto the mat, and you can walk, step, or hop back to plank. Exhale to lower, maybe hover, inhale to lift. And exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale, lengthen the left leg up. You can step, you can hop, or maybe handstand your way to bring that left foot to the top of the mat. Right foot steps back, inhale, Warrior 1. Relax the shoulders, root the tailbone, think about the belly and the rib cage hugging in. But as we exhale this time, bringing the hands down, interlacing behind the back. As we inhale, we'll open the heart. And as you exhale, taking it down to humble warrior. Just reminding us to sometimes go inwards, that introspection. Taking the time to pause, to observe the sensations we are feeling right now. And also a reminder that even warriors need time to look back, to observe. And as you inhale, just kind of half lift the chest, Bring the hands down onto the lower back. Now maybe they stay there, or maybe the hands come to the hips. We're going to load into our left leg, and we're going to lift the right leg. So if you can keep the hands interlaced, feel free to do so. It can be quite a challenge of a balance. Squeeze into the left glute, hug the abdominals in, nice neutral neck. One more breath. And then when you're ready to do so, big step back with the right foot, dropping the heel in. And we'll start to slowly lengthen the arms. Give the shoulders a shake if you need to once you're in your warrior two. And of course, give the leg a straighten as well. And then we'll bring our right arm to the lower back, flip the left palm up to reach forward. And then we'll reverse our warrior. I don't think of it as a real big lean back. Think of it as a nice side bend. We're trying to open the tissues in the side of the waist and let your head release. Releasing the fascia in the neck. And then inhale to come up. And as you exhale, taking side angle. Any variation, you can either stick with me here, maybe bringing your right arm next to the ear with the palm facing down, keeping open through the chest. For those that practice extended side angle, you're welcome to take that too. And then inhale to come up. Now we're just going to walk our back foot in slightly. And I want you to straighten your left leg, but keep a softness about the knee. So I don't practice Trikonasana as you might traditionally know it. I teach it with a slightly bent leg, like so. So it is a visible bend. I'm going to root the tailbone down, hug the belly, rib cage, chest in. And we're going to start to reach forward, sending the hips back. Keep that softness about the knee. And then we'll bring the left hand to the inside of the leg. Right hand can come up. If you have access to a block or something to support you here, should you need it, please do. And those looking to go a bit further can bring the right arm next to the ear. Maybe let the head release, just let the shoulders draw away from the ears. Squeeze the glutes, hug the belly in. And then softening into your left leg, inhale to come up. And then we'll bring the hands down to the top of the mat and we'll step back into plank. Exhale and lower, maybe hover. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale, lengthen your right leg up. And finding your own way to warrior one, you can walk through, step, hop, handstand, whatever feels good. And then as you inhale, making your way up for Virabhadrasana 1. Think about pulling that right hip back, keeping the hips as square as you can. Nice separation between the 2 feet so they're not on that same line. And now as you exhale, hands come down, interlacing behind the back with the other pinky on the bottom if you can, to keep it nice and balanced. And as you inhale, lift and open the chest. And as you exhale, beginning to fold. Bring the hands high overhead if you can. If that's too much, they can stay resting to the lower back. Again, take a moment to pause, to observe. Be present, so you're not just focusing on your breath, but your body as well as you breathe. And then as you inhale, lifting or half lifting the chest, hands can release to the lower back or maybe bringing them onto your hips. We'll load the right leg, squeezing into the right glute, we'll begin to lift the left foot off the floor. Continue to hug the belly, the rib cage in, keep the heart open, nice neutral neck. And then a big step back with the left foot, dropping the heel in and taking a lunge into your right thigh. And we'll start to reach the arms open, relaxing the shoulders, give them a bit of a shimmy, roll them out if you need to. And then finding that comfortable but challenging position in Warrior Two. So if it's too comfortable, you might need to go a little bit deeper into these legs. Now mine are on fire already, so of course you can give them a straighten when you need to. But we'll bring our left arm to the lower back, flip the right palm up, reach forward, and take it into a side bend. Let the head release. Maybe go in deeper into the quads. And then inhale to come up. And as you exhale, taking it over into side angle. Again, any variation that works for you. So you're welcome to extend here. Welcome to keep one hand to the lower back should you need to. And then inhale to come up. We'll just walk our back foot in slightly. I'll begin to straighten this right leg, but I still want to see a nice bend there. Continue to root the tailbone down, hugging the belly and the rib cage in. We'll start to reach forward, maybe flipping your palm up as you go. Send the hips back, and then taking it into Trikonasana, or my bent leg, slightly bent leg variation. Maybe bringing your left arm next to the ear to really open into the tissues. You'll really feel into the side of the waist and lower back. And then softening into the right knee. We'll inhale to come up. And then exhale, windmill the hands down and step back into plank. Exhale and lower, either to the belly or hover for chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale for downward facing dog. Soften the knees, look to the hands, walk, step or hop to the top. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close the eyes for a moment. Take a moment to connect with the breath. So we're going to take the flow once more with a couple of added extras, should you wish to take them. So as we inhale, lengthening the arms up. And as you exhale, sit back into Utkatasana. Another big inhale. And then as you exhale, bring the arms down this time and behind you and see if you can lift off the heels. Keep the heart open. Keep drawing the belly and rib cage in. Take one more breath. And then release the heels, interlace the hands. Another big inhale, lift and open the chest. And then exhale to fold, bring the hands up and over. Maybe lifting off the heels. Be careful, this is a sure way to face plant if you rush, and take your time. Then release the heels as you inhale, lower the hands to the lower back, lift the chest. Then planting the hands to the mat, we can walk, step or hop. Exhale and lower, maybe hover or come onto the belly. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. And as you inhale, left leg comes up, take a bend into the knee. Begin to stack the hips open, squeezing into the glute. And then as you inhale, you need to bring the knee under the body to the right elbow. Then over to the left. Then over to the right. Left. And all the way back up. And again, underneath to the right. Left. Right. Now hold to center for 3, 2, 1, and then step it through. Take a breath. Drop the right heel in, and as you inhale, come all the way up. Now slightly different this time, take a nice big inhale here. And then as you exhale, lean forward, separate the hands, come onto your right big toe, maybe lifting the entire leg off for warrior three. Squeezing into the glute, dropping that right hip, belly, rib cage, chest is all drawing into the back of the body. And then when you're ready, take a big step back to open the Virabhadrasana 2. Big breath. Then flipping your left palm up, reach forward. Then we'll reverse our warrior, letting the head release. Really opening into that side of the waist, going a little bit deeper into the left thigh. And then inhale to come up. Exhale, coming into side angle, maybe extending it down. For those with binds as part of their practice, maybe taking the half bind, bringing your right arm to the lower back. For those with a full bind, taking the left arm underneath the thigh to bind up. And we're going to be here for about 5 to 10 breaths. It's quite intense. Come up to warrior 2 at any time if needed. For those that like to balance here with Bird of Paradise, you can start to look down to your left big toe, and we'll step our right foot forward. Now really pull the hands away from you, lengthen the arms. We'll transfer the weight into the right leg and see if you can start to stand. You might fall, it doesn't matter if you do. But just getting upright today. For those that are comfortable extending their left leg here, please do be my guest. Taking your final couple of breaths wherever you are. I'm going to take my final ones in extended side angle. For those in Bird of Paradise, beginning to make your way out. And then as you inhale, coming all the way back up to warrior 2. And we'll bring our hands to our hips. We're going to step the right foot further forward and we're going to square off. So we're going to come into revolved triangle, revolved trikonasana. So we're going to really set the pelvis now, root the tailbone down, pull the belly in. Left hand is going to stay to our left hip. Right arm is going to reach in front. Let the shoulders relax. And then as you inhale, reach forward. And as you exhale, bring your right hand down to the right hand side of the left foot. Maybe you stay here. Of course, you can use a block. Or maybe you can bring the hand to the outside of the left foot. Again, with or without the block is fine. Now use your left hand to pull the left hip back so it doesn't twist forward. And maybe you stay there. Maybe your left hand can reach up. Now as you inhale, draw the belly and rib cage in. Find length through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, try and deepen. Maybe switching your gaze up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, release the hands down to center. And we're going to step straight back into plank. Go straight to downward dog if you need to. If not, take yourself through the vinyasa. Coming back to downward facing dog. Big inhale. And exhale. One more cleansing breath. Inhale. This time stick your tongue out and say ah. Lion's breath. And as you inhale, lengthen the right leg up, take a bend into the knee, begin to stack the hips open. And then as you inhale, bring the knee under the body to the left elbow, then over to the right, over to the left, the right, and then back up. Good, inhale again to the right, then to the left, to right, to center, and then step the foot through. We'll drop our left heel in a slight diagonal, and as you inhale, find the Virabhadrasana 1. last breath. As you inhale, find length, separate the hands. We're going to go straight into warrior three. Find that balance. Soften this right knee as much as you need to. Maybe bring your hands to your hips to stabilize the pelvis first. Find that neutral. Keep the pelvis in line. And once you feel like you are stable, then you can lengthen back out. Breathe here. 3 more breaths. Then big step back, and we'll open for warrior two. So flipping the right palm up, reach forward, and then begin to reverse your warrior. Still sending your weight into the thigh, move the tailbone down so the glutes are strong, as is the belly. And then inhale to come up, and as you exhale, coming into side angle, any variation. Now maybe taking the bind, left hand to the lower back for the half, maybe wrapping your right arm underneath. Take that full bind and pull those arms away. And of course, welcome to stay here, or maybe starting to walk your left foot to the top of the mat, then slowly transition your weight into the left leg, with a wobble there as you come all the way up. And maybe allowing yourself to start to play with straightening the right leg. Now stay here for as long as you need to. If you need to release, slowly make your way out as I'm demonstrating. Maybe staying in your bind, or maybe coming back to your side angle. And then inhale to come up when you're ready. And we'll bring the hands to the hips. We're going to step our left foot forward. Square off your shoulders, your chest, your hips to the front of your mat. Right hand will stay on the hip. It's going to be our cue to keep pulling that hip back if it starts to twist. And left arm's going to reach forward. So as we inhale, find that length. And then as you exhale, bring the hand down. So you might leave it to the left hand side. Again, of course, using a block. Maybe bringing the hand to the outside of the right foot. Now this is where my hip has already started to pull forward, so I'm going to anchor back. And with it, think about trying to open the chest, like you have a logo here and you're trying to show it off to the camera or to your TV screen. Maybe then lengthening the right arm up. So with every inhale, we're lengthening through the crown of the head, drawing the belly and the rib cage in. And as we exhale, we're deepening. Keep rooting through both feet. Take a moment to pause. And then as you exhale, release the hands down and we'll step back into plank. Exhale and lower. Maybe hover, inhale to lift. And exhale for downward facing dog. Again, nice big inhale in through the nose. And then out through the mouth. And then we'll walk our feet halfway to the hands. We're then going to drop onto the knees. Keeping the toes tucked, we're just going to sit. If sitting on tucked toes is too intense, by all means untuck them. Relax the shoulders, close the eyes, and just sit with the breath for a moment. Final 2 breaths. Now just untucking the toes if they were tucked. We're going to sit down and we're going to reach our legs in front. I'm just coming into staff pose, hands either side of the hips. You can pull the flesh out from underneath if you need to and just lengthen up. And just take a moment here, root down through the sit bones, grow tall through the crown. And we're going to start to draw the left leg in. You can use the hand to assist with this. And we're going to leave our left hand then behind us, and as you inhale, reach forward with the right arm, and then wrap it around the left leg. Now if you need to get a little bit deeper here, you can hook the elbow to the outside of the thigh. And as you inhale, finding length, growing tall through the crown of the head, drawing the belly and rib cage in. And as you exhale, deepening. And again, big inhale. And exhale. Last breath. And then inhale to come to center. Lengthen the left leg down. Come back to staff pose, sitting nice and tall, and then slowly begin to draw the right leg in. Right hand comes slightly behind us for an anchor. And as you inhale, reach the left arm in front, but then wrap it around the thigh as you twist to the right. Now maybe you stay here, or maybe you can hook the elbow. Now as you inhale, lengthen through the crown, like you're trying to not straighten, because there's lovely curves, but lengthen the curves of your spine. And as you exhale, engage in the abdominals and maybe pressing into that thigh or hugging a little bit tighter, like you're wringing out a flannel. Just squeezing it, letting everything release. And then inhale to come to center. We're going to make our way down onto the back. We're going to knock our knees in, bring the feet nice and wide, one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Just taking a moment to pause before we come down into Savasana. Just taking a moment to acknowledge your strength, your power, your resilience. Reminding yourself that what you did today was enough. What you do every day is enough. That you have enough, and that you indeed are enough, just the way you are. And just dedicating your next 2 or 3 breaths to yourself, so make them whole, make them warm, make them full. And then when you're ready, starting to lengthen the legs out, bringing the feet away from one another. Stretching the arms out to your sides. Of course, if you need to support the lower back more, come back to the bent leg variation. I just want you to really squeeze the hands together, clench the shoulders up to your ears and point the toes and squeeze the glutes. Get everything switched on and really tense. Hold it there for 5, as tough as you can. Squeeze the eyes. 3, 2, 1, and then let everything soften. Shake it out. Stretch the limbs away. And just coming into guided breath work more than anything. A little kind of game you can play with yourself. So I want you to firstly just take a few breaths to allow the body to soften. Allowing the points of contact with the ground to melt into one. Now we'll start to breathe but count down with our breaths. And we're going to start from 21, going all the way down to 0. If you get lost along the way, start again at 21. If you get to 0, go back to the top and do it again. And it'll work like this. So we inhale 21, exhale 21, inhale 20, exhale 20, And carry that on now, all the way down to 0. And just starting to let the breath relax. Starting to bring awareness to your body. Noticing how your body feels in this moment. There's no right, no wrong. Just observe any changes, any new sensations. And when you're ready to do so, starting to bring some gentle movements back into the body. Should you wish to spend longer here, by all means, just turn the phone off and come back into Shavasana. And if not, just slowly waking the body back up. Maybe coming into a stretch, maybe taking the knees to the chest, or maybe a happy baby. And when you're ready to do so, bending the knees as you roll onto your side. And in a comfortable side laying position. Before making your way up into a comfortable seated or kneeling position. Let the shoulders relax. Lengthen the back of the neck. And just interlace the hands. We'll take one final big stretch up. Have a little wiggle into your sides, maybe a twist. And then we'll bring the hands down into heart center. And together, taking one final big inhale, holding the breath in at the top. And then open the mouth and let it go. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to give back to your body, your mind, your health. And also thank you for joining me to practice. Have a wonderful day, or have a wonderful tomorrow if you're about to go to bed. Namaste.